So the green streak continues. This is now our 8th consecutive green day in a row within Trader Society. I ended up buying and alerting put options at the exact high of day today twice. In GROAR, the lead and best trader within the chat ended up doing put options at the exact top multiple times today, and he made multiple 100% profit returns collectively on all of his trades, which were all wins, just like he ended up doing yesterday. And I also gave my team literally the exact lows to buy call options in terms of my analysis. I led perfect direction today. And I am going to share with you the trading strategies that we use to do that towards the end of this video, recapping the trades, recapping the analysis, because those were not key levels that I disclosed in yesterday's video. These trades were mainly based off of the pre-market charts, and I'll be sharing with you how I do that. Now, we're going to start this video off hot with the new trading plan, because I'm seeing a phenomenal opportunity to be buying put options and shorting the market at our key resistance levels tomorrow, and I'm going to explain to you why. I'm also seeing an opportunity to buy call options at a very key oversold level. Let's get straight into the analysis. So first things first, I want to give a big shout out to my team Trader Society, because we are going absolutely flawless. If you look at the polls, they keep on going up. We had over 82 people green today. Being red at this point is literally a choice. We are alerting our trades in real time. Everything is timestamped. You can see right here, 9:48 a.m., literally towards the exact high of day. I'm in on puts. GROAR is in on puts multiple times today. He's adding to puts. He made people so much money today collectively as a whole. This past 8 days alone, we collectively made over $1 million. GROAR has made over multi-six figures within the past 8 days. He's absolutely the best trader within Trader Society. And what makes this guy the best is he's a day trader. He's not just a scalper, he's a day trader. And what he does is he hits multiple 100% profit returns on contracts that are a little bit further out of the money, and he holds for big wins. And his win rate is over 85%. He's the best I've ever seen to exist. And I'm truly blessed and honored to have him within the chat. So for those of you who are within Trader Society, make sure you're paying attention to not just me, but GROAR, because he's the best. With that being said, let's get straight into the analysis. So in terms of the SPY, what I did for you guys is, like I always do, I look at the daily chart. And what the daily chart is telling me, so when I'm looking at the daily chart, I'm looking into, and I'm visually seeing, is there some sort of pattern where is history going to repeat itself, right? So I'm looking at the daily chart and then I'm studying. So what I do is I take a couple of these daily candlesticks. So basically what I did was I took these two daily candlesticks. I took this daily candlestick, I took this daily candlestick, I went back throughout the daily chart on SPY, and I basically, looked for the same daily candlesticks and I studied what is it going to do the next day? What's it supposed to do the next day? And then from there, if it's doing what it's supposed to do the next day, I will confirm that that history is repeating itself, and I will take advantage of that pattern of that history repeating itself once I confirm it as a trader. So basically doing what I just said, I found multiple occurrences where basically tomorrow there's going to be good short opportunities. There is going to be good opportunities to buy put options, but you need to focus on our key levels and on our key levels for resistance to buy those put options. But basically what the market is telling me is there is going to be good opportunities for puts into short tomorrow based off the daily, pattern. So I'm going to try my best tomorrow to confirm and see if that history is going to be repeating itself. So now that we have an understanding with the daily chart that there should be some sort of good opportunity to short the market tomorrow, what would be our key levels of interest to be buying puts and to be shorting the overall market? So in terms of where SPY ended up closing, it closed at 446.51. Right now during extended hours, it is having a gap up. So these are going to be our key levels for puts. The first level for puts heading into tomorrow is going to be the pre-market highs. If you see a drop in the pre-market and that drop is $1 plus, you're going to want to go with puts on the high of day retest towards market open. That's going to be the first game plan, right? So look for a pullback in the pre-market. If there's a pullback in the pre-market, you're going to want to short that double top, short the retest. That's our first key level. You're going to have to identify that tomorrow. We'll be all over it. Now, in terms of our next key levels for puts, our next key level for puts is going to be right here. We have a gap that is still waiting to fill right here at 449.20. This is previous support. When the SPY tests this previous support for the first time, and when the SPY fills this gap for the first time, it should react as a resistance level. It should drop first. It should react as a new lower high. because that's just how this trading strategy works. Whenever the SPY cracks a key support level, or when it gaps down from a key support level, and all of the bulls got trapped and got destroyed because SPY went from 449 all the way down to $443 very, very quickly, you're going to want to be buying puts and shorting the market when it goes back to this previous support, because it should react as a resistance, react as a lower high the first time it is tested. And at the gap, it's going to try to have a gap close reversal. Same way how SPY had a gap close reversal at 448.40, and we bought puts yesterday, literally at the exact top like we planned. If you went back and watched our video, you should have had such a massive green day yesterday, because I told you if SPY gaps down, buy puts at the gap, and the gap was the exact high of day. It's not accident that I receive direct messages every day of, wow, Will, you made me over $1,000. It's not accident that we have over 10 people joining this program every single day. I'm telling you, man, this stuff works. We were buying calls yesterday as well towards the gap at 445.50. That was alerted in real time as well for the gap close reversal right here. So I'm telling you, 449.20 is going to be an amazing level for puts, and we're going to risk like 449.80 to 450. We'll risk right around there. Now, what's the next level for puts above that? The next level for puts above that is going to be this gap that is waiting to fill right here. $450.69. This gap has, $451.20. There's a gap to fill at $451.20. What you need to understand with these strategies, and the way that I personally scalp them, is when these contracts are going out of the money, meaning 449 puts, SPY goes above 449, our key level's at 449.20. When 449 puts go out of the money, I start buying them out of the money. I sell them quickly in the money. That's how I profit. Very, very quickly, if you buy a contract that's like 20, 30, 40 cents out of the money, and you go to short-term expiration and you sell it back in the money quickly, you can flip a massive profit without taking a big position size on such a small move. It's a big move because you're buying out of the money and you're selling in the money. So that's what we like to do. We're looking to do that at 449. We're looking to do that at 451. Gap close reversals. That is the game plan for put options if the market is going up. I gave you the 2 key levels, and I told you the pre-market highs. It should work absolutely phenomenally. We will continue to crush it. Now, if the SPY does gap down, so if the SPY gaps down, where are we interested in buying calls? And if the SPY does have a massive gap up, I want you focused on this level. So if the SPY is gapping up, I want you to keep an eye on 446.51. If we're gapping up and this is going to 449, we could see a small bounce first towards this 446.51 level. So keep an eye on that for calls if the SPY gaps up. But that's like the middle level, not 100% the best level, and that's only if it gaps up. But keep an eye on that. Now, if we're gapping down, what are the oversold levels for call options? And if we are gapping down, I will show a little bit of interest in trying puts at 446.51 with a super tight stop, but it's got to be a nice gap down. It's got to be like a very, very nice drop for me to try puts at that lower level, right? But if the SPY is gapping down, if we're going bearish, these are the levels for calls. I want you to keep an eye on 445.10. We have a lot of support here at 445.10. I wouldn't call it the best level, but I want you to keep an eye on it. This would be my true interest in terms of call options. We have a lot of key support right here at this zone that has not been tested, 444.50 and 440.10. There's a lot of key support there, so keep an eye on calls for that zone. Now, our true special best levels for calls that are basically like free money whenever the market decides it wants to go back to these levels are going to be these 2 levels. You cannot go wrong with these levels. So I gave you the levels for puts. You should do absolutely phenomenal with the game plan for puts tomorrow. You should easily make back the calls to Trader Society. In terms of these levels for calls, these are the no-brainers, but they're going to take time to trigger, not right away. This should easily make you back the calls to Trader Society. 441. There is key support that has not been tested at 441. I would love to buy calls at that oversold level. And then there's a gap. There's a gap that is waiting to fill below at $440. You need to keep in mind, SPY is consistently reversing at gaps. That has been a short-term trend as of lately with the SPY. You can see there was a gap to fill right here at 451.20. It partially filled it and missed it by like 40, 50 cents, but it had a reversal at the gap. You can see there was a gap right here at 449.20. It partially filled the gap. It missed it by like 60 cents, but it's still sold off, right? So you better believe me, when these gaps actually fill, it's very likely that they're going to drop right back down again, right? But the strategy is working. There was a gap right here at 448.40. We hit puts. It was the exact high of day. There was a gap right here at 445.50. We hit calls. It was the exact low of day. The strategy works. So you better believe me, when this goes back to 440, we're all buying calls. We're buying calls heavily at 440. It's the most oversold level. It's consistently reversing at the gaps. Why would I buy puts at a key support level and a key gap close reversal level when that hasn't been tested, when the market's reversing at the gaps, and when SPY's been bouncing off of all the key support levels for the first time initial reaction? It's been having short-term little reversals, right? 440 would be that amazing level for calls. And if you see a bullish daily candlestick at 441 or 440 right before the market closes, you can look to swing trade call options. If you see a bearish daily candlestick right before the market closes, you can look to swing trade put options at the higher levels, 449.20, 451.20, and 453. That is our game plan for tomorrow. We will absolutely crush it. What we teach works, and it is proven. If you are in Trader Society and you are in the Discord, you will see every single day, especially the best trader within Trader Society, G-Roar. He's alerting his trades in real time, and he's crushing it every single day. The amount of money that this guy has not only made for himself, but for other people is truly insane. And he's worth over 8 figures, man. So I would highly recommend, if you are serious about surrounding yourself with the right network, to click that first link below in the description and to join Trader Society. This is a program that I could charge $2,000 for if I wanted to. Right now, it's affordable to the masses. As time goes on, the price only goes up. And if I do decide to make that decision where we're going to go private and we're going to make it very expensive, and we don't want everybody in this group, we don't want the masses, we want to keep this, for more serious people and raise the price, I will make that decision as time goes on if that's what I decided that I want to do, right? One of the disadvantages is, in terms of being open to the masses, is it attracts everyone. It attracts some low quality people in a sense who are not serious, which is not good to be surrounded by, right? So we'll see as time goes on. But like I said, I know the value that I give. I know what we're worth. I get the direct messages. I see in real time, there's people making thousands of dollars every single day. So if you're serious and you want to join, it's the first link down below in the description. Now I'm going to end things off with the price ladder. In terms of the price ladder, these are going to be levels, right? It's ladder. If one of these levels reacts as a support level, the SPY is going to go up to the next level. If one of these levels reacts as a resistance level, the SPY is going to go down to the next level. So this is the ladder. The top of the ladder as of now is going to be at 453.50. The next level below that, so 453.50, that's a great level to try puts. That's key resistance that has not been tested. The next level below that is going to be 451.20. That is a gap that partially filled and reversed. So when we go back to that gap, it should try to pull back first, right? Our next level below that is going to be 449.30. That is a great level to try puts. The difference between 449.20 and 451.20 is 451.20 is like key resistance. 449.20 was key previous support that has not been tested yet. So it should try to react as a resistance and form a lower high first before trying to push higher to fill this gap. So that's another key level where we want to try puts on. The next level below 449.20 is going to be right here. 447.50, which is currently some resistance. Me personally, I'm not too interested in trading at this level, but that's the next level within the ladder. Now, what's below 447.50? The next level below that is 446.50. That is your make or break gap zone that is in the middle of the channel. The low of the channel is 440. The high of the channel is 453. So it's in the middle, not the best level. I will keep an eye on it because it is a gap, and gaps are always key levels, but they're not created equally. This one's in the middle, which means I dislike it in a sense. The next level under that is 450.10. When we do drop back to 450.20 for the first time, it will try to spike and it will try to react as a support level. The next level under that is going to be a zone. 444, you have a lot of support that hasn't been tested, and 444.50. It will try to bounce first, but that is not our overall best level. In terms of key levels where you really can't go wrong, in a sense, this one would be okay. 442.80 is the level below that. That's great support to be buying. And then the levels below that, these are the no-brainers. These are the easy money. You're in Trader Society. You can afford it. You cannot go wrong with these levels. I gave you the ones for puts. We already went over that. These are the ones for calls. 441, 440. I will wait weeks. I will wait once. I have the plans. I have the price alerts. I got the keys. I will be disciplined and I will trade these levels because I know what works within this market. I have the competence. I have the discipline. I have the knowledge. I will crush it. You just have to wait to trade the best setups at the best prices. That is the game plan. That is the price ladder. Now, with that being said, we're going to quickly recap. I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to quickly recap the trades that were made, right? We're just going to quickly recap the market. This will give you a better understanding of the trading strategies. So I ended up trading at levels that were not key levels of interest, right? I have that experience to just trade price action in a sense, and to trade price action. So the levels that I traded today, they were not my key levels. I was not interested in trading them. So typically when I do that, I will look to size down in a sense because I don't value them the best sets, the best prices. In terms of the day, I made a little bit over $4,000 doing this. Now, let's get into it. So it had a lot to do with the pre-market. The reason why I was interested in shorting the market and doing put options is because of the pre-market. I want you to remember this. Look at this wick. Do you see this wick in the pre-market, this very strong wick? It dropped all the way down to 444.20, which was a key level I told people to play calls at, and it literally bottomed at that key support level. You better believe me, when we go back to 444.20, it's going to try to bounce. It's going to try to spike at that zone because look at the bear trap. It went from 444.20 all the way to 446.40. When this drops back to 444.20, we will be buying calls. That's going to be one of our best levels to be buying calls. Write that down. So the point is, when you see these crazy wicks forms, right? These are the wicks. These is what they look like. The SPY is going to try to retest these wicks. It might not do it right away, but later throughout the week, it's going to try to retest these wicks, right? So you can just see all of these wicks, the SPY is going to try to retest these type of wicks in a sense. And there's a right way to do this and there's a wrong way to do this. Now, in terms of, what I saw that the SPY just went from 444 all the way to 447. That's a very, very nice spike very, very quickly. So from there, I was looking for opportunities to short. And this is how I got my key level for shorting. I said, where did the bulls get trapped? What was a level where SPY ended up, dropping very, very nicely? And I looked in extended hours yesterday and I said, oh, right here, 447.30. This is a nice resistance level. It hasn't been tested yet. So that's how I was able to identify where the potential top can be, because I identified that the SPY just had a massive spike to 444.20. And I know at some point it's going to try to drop back down to this wick. So the way that I ended up catching the top was I looked at a key resistance level that was not tested yet, right here, 447.30. And I told myself, that's where I'm going to be interested in buying put options. And again, this can be real, this can be fake in terms of these levels, but the point is it still fucking works. Even if there's no volume during these levels during extended hours, it still works in that sense. So just understand that. It still works for me in that sense. Even if those levels didn't even actually happen, it will still work in that sense, right? So that's how I came up with the level. And then from there, it was just a 1 minute chart. Visually, I want you to understand this. I only trade SPY because I believe if you want to be the best at something, that is all you should do. And the reason why I chose SPY, not just because it has the most liquidity, not just because it has the best option chain, and also SPX has that option chain, not just because it's very lucrative to trade options and it's the best way to create opportunities within the market to manage your risk and to develop multiple different trading strategies with price action, right? It's because I find it highly predictable. I find the SPY to be highly predictable. I understand how it works. I understand how traders get screwed every single day trading the SPY because they're not trading it the way that we're trading it. They don't understand the price movements, right? I believe if you just trade one symbol, and I optimize for SPY because it's predictable, it has the highest liquidity. This is what all the wealthy people are trading. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with options with the SPY. There's no games being played in that sense. The liquidity is there. The thin spreads are there. The big moves are always there. If you are a scalper, there is opportunity on a very, very bad choppy day. There's opportunity on a very, very good trend day. There is always opportunity with the SPY. And I believe if you put all your time and energy and focus into one thing, and it's the right thing, you will get results as time goes on within that thing. So in terms of this pattern, it was off the 1 minute chart. I was looking at the 1 minute chart and I said, this is bearish. I've seen this type of pattern happen before with the 1 minute where it's just slanted, it's dropping down, it's looking bearish. And I told myself it's rejecting. It's rejecting at that key level. It's already beginning to sell off. This is support right here. If you look at 447, this is support right here. It rejected that pre-market resistance level that I pointed out, and it's forming lower highs. This is the support. These are the lower highs. See how it's forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, bearish wicks, bearish wicks, bearish wicks, no longer going back to the highs. That's all bearish. So at 9:48 a.m., this is why I alerted the put options. I just explained to you everything that builds up to why I alerted put options at 9:48 a.m. That one trade alone made me a $3,000 profit in 5 minutes. SPY dropped 40 cents off that 40-cent move, off a very, very small investment. Boom, $3,000 profit just like that. Zero dates can make you a 30% return in minutes doing this. You put $10,000 in, just $10,000. Next thing you know, you have a $3,000 profit. Like I said, this is something I could charge a lot of money for because it works. So that's how I did it. at 9:48 a.m., I alerted right here at 9:48 a.m. The reason why is I gave it some time. I didn't jump the gun. I gave it some time. I said, okay, there's a lot of resistance right here at 447, hasn't been tested. SPY's going to try to drop back down right here. And I looked at the chart and I said, okay, it's starting to form lower highs. It's beginning to drop lower. What a gift to short the lower highs. Do you see that? This is some support. It cracked. Now the resistance is at the previous support. It's no longer going back to the level, right? It's no longer breaking out. It's not trying to form a floor at the key resistance level. It's dropping. It dropped even lower and it's back at the lower highs. Time for puts. This looks bearish. I'm going to get in at the lower highs. I'm not going to get in on the dip and get squeezed. I'm going to get in at the lower highs at the top into the green bullish candlesticks because I know where to short. And then boom, as soon as I alerted that at 9:48 a.m., 2 minutes later, this drops from 446.90 all the way down to 446.30, man. Do you realize how much money that small move is if you are a scalper? And you don't have to take big position sizes. We don't take big position sizes. If you use short-term expirations, the percentage gains are massive. That's like a 30% return very, very quickly in just a couple of minutes, a 30% return on your contracts, right? So if you put in 1% of your account and you made a 30% return, that's a 3%. You're making 3% profit on that. You just made a 3% profit just by putting in just by putting in 10%, you make a 3% profit on that. If you put in 10% of your account, right? So if you put in, $10,000 and then, if you had a $10,000 account and you put in $1,000, you put in 10% and the contracts go up 30% within minutes, you just made a 3% return on your account, right? Very, very quickly. So, anyone can do it in that sense, man. And that's what we do. We scalp it super quickly. Now, the reason why this guy, G-Roar, is special is he has figured out a way to achieve day trading SPY. So I scalp SPY. I'm in and out very, very quickly within 5 minutes. This guy day trades SPY. But the crazy thing about his day trades is they work so amazing and so quickly. It's like the gains are just so big in such a short period of time. Like within 15 minutes, the guy's pulling 100% returns. Within 30 minutes, he could pull a 300% return. He has mastered day trading the SPY. That is what he's mastered. He holds for a longer duration of time. He trades the momentum and he's mastered it. And every single day he's putting out 100% plus gainers. And the reason why it's less risk is he's going with contracts that are further out of the money. I go with contracts that are at the money. So what he's doing is, and what his strategy is in terms of how he selects his contracts, he goes with contracts that are super cheap, further out of the money. So if he's wrong, he's basically going to lose like 50%. Like 60%, like 70%. He's going to lose a lot percentage-wise, but his gains always outweigh his loss. He can have 5 trades, one loses 50%, and the other 4 made him 100%. So he's up 350% on the day. So he sizes in very, very small, and he lets the percentage gains grow his account. That's why it's less risk, because he's sizing in properly, and his percentage gains are so big, and his win rate is incredible, right? So if one of his contracts goes to shit and he loses 50%, it doesn't matter because he'll have 2 or 3 more trades that made him 300, 400% in total, right? So you just have to understand how position sizing works in that sense. But that's why I say it's the best, because in his situation, since he has such big percentage gains, his position sizes can be very, very small. So the way that I trade my contracts is I take bigger position sizes, but I'm not taking a big risk because I exit very, very quickly. Now, if I didn't exit, then yeah, I would be taking on more risk, but I trade very, very quickly. I'm not like him. I don't hold for long periods of time. That's something that he's mastered. I know my place. I consider myself to be one of the best scalpers on SPY, especially within my team. But in terms of day trading, I know my place. I know I'm not the best in terms of day trading, 100%. That's why I give him all the power, because I see what's real. I see what he's done, and I'm truly blessed to be surrounded within that network. We have 2 people who are worth multi-8 figures within the chat. We have over 4 people who are multi-millionaires. And every single week, they're learning their trades. So that's how I was able to buy puts there. And that was it, man. And then I did puts at another key resistance level, and it worked out absolutely phenomenally, man. So that's the time I have. If you want to join the program, it's the best time to join. It's the first link down below in the description. You get access to the SPY trading floor. This floor is going to blow your mind. Like I said, the traders that are learning their trades in here, your mind's about to be blown. Every single day, it's real time. They're printing money. They take money out of the market. I know the competence we bring. I know the polls that people are getting. I see the results. The consistency is there and the team is there. And I'm very, very bullish and invested into not only myself, but into my team. Like I said, G-Roar, Dimitri, Jim C, Keaton, all these moderators, man, they are crushing it every single week and they are doing big things. So for those of you who are in the chat, make sure that you're keeping an eye on the moderators. This is another moderator, Top Sniper. He just launched his own business that I helped him launch, is making over $30,000 a month now. And he's able to make so much money doing that because he has that skill set and he partnered with me because I helped promote it. But he has that skill set. You know, if you go to Top Sniper, this is someone who is built up within Trader Society. He has his own, he has his own group now. Sniper Trading, if you go to his polls, look, everyone is green. Everybody's going green. His customers are all staying subscribed to him. It's monthly recurring. Why? Because he's making the money. I have the network. I have the people that I built. That's what I'm proud of. Not only did I teach, but I've created clones. I've created people. I've helped them master price action. The point is, if you want to learn how to master price action, that's what I'm gifted at. My gift is price action. I know how to master price action. You can use the price action that I teach on whatever it is that you want to use it on. What I choose to use it on is SPY. I choose to focus on one thing because, like I said, muscle memory is real and trading is real. Understanding movements, understanding it jerks a certain way, it moves a certain way, understanding patterns. You will relive the day. You will relive the history. You will see for yourself. There's things you can't even explain. It's intuition. It's you've been there before, right? If you put all of your time and energy into one symbol like SPY, you're going to begin to feel very, very confident. You're going to begin to see and understand movements like, oh, it moved a certain way. It had a certain jerk at this certain key level. I know exactly what it's going to do here. And then boom, you execute the trade and it works out flawlessly, just like I did. It puts it towards the exact highs today because I saw that. If you put yourself in that same experiment where you're watching the SPY, you're trading the SPY every single day, you will only get better. I dedicated my entire life to this, man. I've been trading SPY in terms of going all in on SPY. It took about 3 years. 3 years of my time to go all in SPY. But before that, I was with penny stocks. I was with blue chip stocks. I started when I was just 12 years old, right? So over a decade experience. But in terms of just going all in on SPY, it's only been 3 years. It's only been 3 years. And I am sold on this. That is what I'm building. I am building an environment and a team who is dedicated to trading SPY. Some of those people will have their own unique skill sets, like G-Roar, he has his own unique skill set with day trading. I do scalping, and then they might start their own business, own programs as time goes on, but he's not interested in do that. He is for the group, and he just does it for the group, right? And then there's going to be other people who create who use the price action that I teach. Then they go to Forex. Then they master another stock. Then they start their own program. I see it, man. I already have a lot of people who've taken a lot of advantage in terms of what I'm putting out. People are telling me, you should have them sign NDAs. You should raise the price a lot. You should keep all the trash out. We just had one guy direct message every single member with my Discord. Now he has 400 members that are paying on that basis, right? People are taking advantage, man, and I see snakes, and I see what's going on. And I'm telling you, G-War is one of the realest guys in here. So is Jim C. Jim C's been here for several years. G-War has been here for several years, and Dimitri is another very, very real one, man. So I'm very confident in our network, and I know the power that we're going to create as time goes on. And I understand in terms of marketing and everything, I'm selling I'm selling myself and the product right now very, very short. This is something, if I truly tried, well, it's already worth the price in a sense, but I'm saying like, if I truly went all in. So I go all in on trading. That's what I'm all in right now. I'm not all fucking in on marketing, being a YouTuber and stuff like that, right? If I want to make that decision where I want to try harder with marketing, get more views and shit like that, then yeah, I can make that decision. But like I said, right now, I really don't give a fuck. I care about the community, the team, and mastering price action. I put all my time and effort to price action. I know I can hire a lot of people. I can do all this crazy marketing. I get it. I know I can be famous. I get it, man. But I don't care right now. I'm just focused on price action. The beauty of trading is you can be whatever it is that you want to be without getting canceled. That's the best part about it, man. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want without getting canceled. You're your own boss. You make your own money. You don't take shit from anyone. That is the beauty of trading. I don't need to be famous. I don't need to sell a million people. What I have is it's priceless. And I can sell it at whatever price I want. So if you want to join us, the first link down below in the description. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will absolutely crush it for our 9th green day in a row.